Welcome to my very first Better Call Saul Season 3 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important if you aren't caught up to the point where I am every watch you're watching Better Call Saul, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you find that you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And for all of you out there that are wondering, this is actually my second time watching Better Call Saul. Binged most of it the first time, and I actually binged it until I got caught up with new episodes of Season 6 that aired live on AMC or AMC Plus. And to give you guys a heads up, I actually did reviews of all those episodes of Season 6. So if you want to click right here with about 20 seconds left to go in the video, that's the end screen. You'll be able to click the link to see my Better Call Saul Season 6 review videos, as well as down here for my Breaking Bad review videos, all the stuff Breaking Bad related. So I wanted to take my time and let it resonate this time. So that's why I'm only watching 1 to 3 episodes per week to kind of sit with things instead of binging things and all the seasons kind of gel together. And it's one of my favorite shows of all time. It could be as high as 6th. I'm not exactly sure, but that's why I wanted to rewatch Better Call Saul. So let's talk about the show in the comment section. So with all that said, this will be Better Call Saul Season 3, Episode 1. The title of this episode is called Mabel. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. And like we do every premiere of Better Call Saul, we start off in the future in Omaha, Nebraska with Gene Takovic. He carries on his job at the local Cinnabon. During a lunch break, he sees a shoplifter hide inside a phone booth, and Gene reluctantly points out the shoplifter's location to the pursuing police officers, resulting in an arrest. However, as the shoplifter is led away, Gene is overcome with an emotion and shouts at him to say nothing and hire a lawyer. When he returns to work, Gene Takovic faints. Then we go to the past in 2002, following Jimmy's confession to forging the Mesa Verde documents. Chuck hides the tape recorder in a desk drawer, while Jimmy phones Howard. When he returns, Jimmy helps Chuck remove the foil covering from the walls in his living room. Jimmy finds an old copy of The Adventures of Mabel, a book Chuck read to him when they were young, and the two brothers briefly reminisce about their childhood. Chuck cuts the nostalgia short and tells Jimmy that he will neither forgive nor forget what he has done. You will pay, Chuck states firmly. Jimmy returns to Wexler McGill to give Kim an update on Chuck and remarks that he had briefly forgotten what it felt like to have his brother not hate him. Chuck invites Howard Hamlin to his house and plays him the tape of Jimmy's confession. While Howard is livid, he reminds Chuck that the tape cannot be legally used as evidence against Jimmy, nor can it be used to win Mesa Verde back to Hamlin, and McGill. Chuck implies that he has something else in mind for that. After finding the mysterious message on the windshield in the desert, Mike understands that his hit on Hector Salamanca has been compromised, and he himself is most likely in danger. His first intuition is that someone has placed a tracking device on his vehicle and tries to find it with a surface inspection of his station wagon. Not easily able to spot it, he stops in a junkyard and begins to meticulously disassemble the vehicle. After hours of unsuccessful searching and with the junkyard about to close, Mike has an epiphany. He takes apart the wagon's gas cap and finds a tracking device inside the gas cap. At home, he finds and examines another device hidden in his Chrysler sedan, recording its ID number. Captain Bauer shows up and angrily confronts Jimmy about fraudulently gaining access to the airbase to shoot his TV commercial. So that's the guy that led them to that plane and then went to go get the guy in the wheelchair water. After momentarily cracking, Jimmy defiantly refuses Bauer's demand to take it off the air and raises the possibility that Bauer himself may be punished for letting Jimmy onto the base in the first place. Bauer warns Jimmy that smart little guys like him who do not play straight always end up paying. Before leaving Wexler and McGill, he yells in the waiting area, a lawyer you can trust. Let me try that again. A lawyer you can trust, my ass. I don't know why I had a hard time saying that. Mike works his regular night shift at the parking toll booth until he is convinced that he is not being watched. Quietly closing down the booth, he removes the bugged fuel cap from his car and hides it in one of the overpass pylons before driving off into the night. Mike meets up with Caldera, the vet guy who is upset about being called late at night. Mike requests a tracking device and a monitor identical to the one that to bug his vehicle. Caldera agrees but warns Mike that he will need time and extra money for this job. He also reminds Mike to keep to business hours when contacting him. Kim Wexler presents the updated paperwork to Paige at Mesa Verde, who is impressed on the quality of her work after hearing Paige's disgust at Chuck's incompetence and arrogance. However, a conflicted Kim asks to hang on to the corrected documents for one more night, visibly struggling with her professional ethics. Kim obsesses over a single punctuation mark on her final report to Mesa Verde, reluctant to submit it and profit from Jimmy's fraud. Ernesto brings new batteries for Chuck's tape recorder. He didn't know he was bringing batteries for a tape recorder. Not able to change the batteries due to his EHS condition, he asks Ernesto to do it. When he finishes changing the batteries, the recorder plays back a small section of Jimmy's confession. It seems like the play button had accidentally been left on, or was it? The passage is explicit for Ernesto to grasp the gravity of what he has just heard. Chuck pressures Ernesto to never tell anyone else on the pretext of confidentiality. Stunned, Ernesto reluctantly resumes unloading Chuck's groceries. Chuck seems pleased to have managed what appears to be the first step in his gambit against Jimmy. Now Mike begins his own move against the owner of the tracking device. Having obtained his replacement tracking device from Caldera, Mike switches to the original device from the Chrysler with his own and then proceeds to drain the original battery by wiring it to a transistor radio. After depleting the battery, he waits at the window that that looks out at his car, and eventually someone arrives to replace the drain tracker with a fresh one, unwittingly giving Mike the means to follow them. After arming himself and removing the gas cap containing the newly planted tracker from his car, Mike drives into the night and begins his pursuit. And that's what ends this episode of Better Call Saul. So kind of a slower but good episode with some good things that happen. I'm going to score the episode a 7.8 out of 10. My character of the episode is going to be Mike. One could argue Kim, but I don't want to give two people the character of the episode for an episode like this. That is a more slower episode with, Kim obsessing over punctuation and Mike, disassembling a car. So, 7.8 out of 10, and Mike Ehrmantraut is the character of the episode, and you've heard everything that I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Better Call Saul and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please don't forget to Hulk smash the like button, share the video with a friend, put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of Better Call Saul. Remember, I'll put different things in the end screen. What would you score the episode? Who would be your character of the episode? And anything else that you want to add? Click right here for my Better Call Saul Season 6 episode review videos. Click right here for my Breaking Bad review videos and everything Breaking Bad related. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. You're watching the video anyway. Subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV.